You're watching Long Beach Local News. Breaking news, community, politics, sports, entertainment in Long Beach, California.
Hello and welcome to our all-new social news segment where we partner with a charity every quarterly to raise awareness, educate and improve the quality of lives. In this case, the quality of animals' lives, as we have joining us here today in studio Stacey Daines, Director of Animal Care Service, and Jill Prout, Rehoming Coordinator, with a couple of friends here in studio. How are you two? Or four? Tell us a little bit about our little fluffy animals here. What's going on?
Well, we brought two very festive little friends today. We have Liberty, who you're holding over here. Liberty is a 5-week-old kitten available for adoption through Long Beach Animal Care. Her mother was already adopted and all of her siblings, so she's the last one left and she's looking for a good home. She's a silver tabby, which is pretty rare and very beautiful.
Very beautiful, and I'm holding her. She's very active, a very fun cat, almost like a little pony, as we've established. She was sort of jumping over my hand just then before we went live. And tell us a little bit about this little one here.
Well, this is Glory. She couldn't be more opposite. She is very calm.
She looks very
very
chilled.
cool, very collected. She came to us as a stray. She was already spayed, which means she was owned by somebody at some point.
Okay.
But we held her in hopes of an owner coming back, and nobody returned. So now she is available for adoption. She's about 10 years old, Chihuahua mix, and she'd be great for somebody that has like a calm lifestyle that just wants a little sidekick. She'd love to barbecue with you. Glorious little thing.
She's really your true partner in crime that will always be there by your side, hey?
That's right.
Oh, that's adorable. So tell us a little bit about Animal Care Services. What are the type of services that you provide, and how long has it been around for, and where are you as well?
Sure. So the City of Long Beach Animal Care Services is the animal control service for the City of Long Beach. We also serve a couple of other cities, Cerritos, Seal Beach, Los Alamitos, and gosh, what's the other one?
Signal Hill.
Signal Hill.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, so we help those cities with their animal control concerns. And basically the way that we get the animals in the shelter is that they're lost in towns. And our animal control officers will rescue them from the street, bring them to the center where they get veterinary care and they're safely housed until their owners can find them. And sometimes people don't come back to get their pet. So that's why we have cute little Glory here, so sweet. And so when that happens, we want to make sure that they still have a chance at a great life. So we make them available for adoption.
Yes.
We're located at the PD Pitchford Animal Care Village and Education Center, and it's on 7700 East Spring Street. We are next to another animal welfare organization there, and they're our primary adoption partner. They're the SPCLA, and they help us with adoption of animals in the center.
Oh my.
So it's a wonderful place to visit. It's absolutely beautiful. So we're very happy to serve the City of Long Beach and our partners.
Yes, and it's a beautiful location because we went to see it. And how many animals at a time are you able to cater to? And also, how many animals come to you?
Yeah, so the center is actually very large. We have the ability to probably safely and humanely house about 400 animals on
your premises?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different agencies, right? So the City of Long Beach and the Long Beach Kennels, we can house that number of animals. And over at the SPCLA, it's probably about the same. Obviously, lots of cats we can house there, right? So, because this little girl, Liberty, she came with her mom and her siblings.
Now.
So that's about 4 or 5 in one space.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And how many do you get delivered per day, let's say?
Oh goodness, it really changes. It depends on the time of the year. So right now during the month of June, we'll get an average of 25 animals a day.
Wow.
Coming into the center.
And
right?
how many are actually taken per day?
So probably per day, maybe about half that or so, depending. Sometimes we have adoption promotions, which we're having right now for the month of June. We're having a super bloom of cats and kittens. So right now our adoption fees for cats and kittens are $20.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a steal.
Yeah,
It's quite the
absolutely.
bargain. And so yourself as a director of the Animal Care Services, what do you oversee? What is your involvement and the commitment that you have in order to make the organization keep on running and being able to sustain all the animals that you have, as well as being able to provide them another home, which I guess that's leading into your job role then. Talk a little bit about your roles, because I also need to hear about what is a rehoming coordinator. What do you do? Like, how do you go about it? So, starting off with yourself, Stacey.
So the Director of Animal Services is responsible for pretty much all of the activities that happen at the center. So that would include our medical team, our animal control officers, the folks responsible for caring for the kennels, as well as the individuals who service the customers that come in, as well as our rehoming team. So there's a lot of responsibilities that go along with that. We also, when you're a director, it is really a lifestyle. It's not a job. So if anybody is interested in being a director for animal services, you have to have a love and a passion for not just animals but people. You have to really want to help people,
Because you have to oversee so many different types of fields and groups and people. So
Absolutely.
That's true. You have to be able to work with all. And how about yourself, Jill? Tell us a little bit about the rehousing coordination that it goes into.
There's plenty that goes into it. Plenty of little faces like this, plenty of interactions with people in the public, like Stacey mentioned. I personally oversee our rehoming department, which we deal with rehoming of animals in many facets: adoption, rescue, transport. So that would be transporting animals to other facilities where they may have a better chance of getting adopted. For example, kittens, there's sometimes a shortage of cats and kittens in certain areas because of the weather. Cats breed in the hot summer months, so areas that are cooler tend to have less cats. So we work with partner agencies like the ASPCA to relocate those animals through transport. We also run the volunteer program, which we're always looking for volunteers. So if anybody out there wants to donate just a little time, we have off-site events they can participate in. They can participate at the shelter, walking little ones like this, petting the kitties and helping socialize. There's so much that goes into it. We also take care of all the behavior of the animals as well. So making sure they stay mentally stable and able to be adopted.
How does that work? Because, we often, mental health is a huge topic, and we always focus on humans, which of course it's important, but animal care is so beyond important, because essentially, especially if you're going to house them, you want to make sure that you're both capable of supporting each other, and it's a funny thing to think about that, but how do you ensure that an animal has the mental support that it needs? What kind of methods go into that?
Yeah, well, there's so much, and we depend a lot on our volunteers for that. We really need people out in the community to engage and come, be at the shelter, and help us provide enrichment. That's a huge portion of our behavior department, giving animals things to do while they're in the kennel so they don't get bored. She may not need as much as maybe a large breed dog, or very scared, unsocialized kitties that just need time. Little ones come in like this and they need human interaction, and that is enrichment in itself. We also opened up one of our cat rooms. It's now a cattery, so cats can roam free, the public can come in and adopt them, and they live a better life that way. They're territory animals by nature, so they love having that open space.
How fun. Well, I heard from Michael, who's a part of your team as well. He has mentioned a catastrophe that you've had going on. What's happening?
We call it cat Jenga. Is really how we're managing right now. So we have a lot of cats and kittens coming in, mostly kittens. So one of the things I think that our community can do to really help the cats that are already in our shelter, or even the cats that are in the community, is to be willing to spay and neuter even just stray cats that you see in your neighborhoods, because those animals don't usually have owners, right? They might have a friendly feeder, but there's not a lot of people who think that they own those animals. And so making sure that those animals are trapped and taken to the shelter or the veterinary clinic so that they can get spayed or neutered and really just put back where they came from. So if they do have a home, they can sort of go on home, or they can just finish living out their life. And even though these little guys are so cute, they're so
She's
cute.
so calm now.
There are so many of them.
Yes.
And they often have to stay in the shelter for weeks and months at a time waiting for that right person to come along and adopt. So so we have lots and lots and lots and lots of cats and kittens in the shelter right now. I'd say probably, over 200? Almost
Wow,
3.
so that's
yeah.
more than half of the animals that
Yes.
you even have.
Yes.
And what other exciting events do you have coming up, since it is the 4th of July? Apparently that's a time, and it's prime time for a lot of events surrounding adoption. So what do you have coming up?
So what we have coming up for the 4th of July, actually just after the 4th of July, we have a movie in the park located at the Education Center. So we're going to be showing a movie that it's Madagascar. So we encourage families just to come down and hang out on the village lawns and to watch the movie.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
So do you always pick like an animal themed, of course, an animal themed movie?
I
and
think
it's
they
family
try.
friendly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then do you have like animals around, or like a station where people can then go and see?
So that is a great question. Because the movie in the park is later on in the evening, it's usually about 7 p.m., the dogs and cats are already tucked in for the night.
Oh.
Yeah, so
So
it's
they have bedtime.
They do. They have bedtime, which is about 5 or 5:30.
Oh wow,
yeah.
that's early.
Unless-
Time right now.
You really put her in a trance. It's being very glorious right there. And what else have you got going on? It's a 4th program that you have as well?
Yeah, so we have a program that we're running with an rescue agency that is one of our most supportive partners. It's Live Love Animal Rescue, and they've partnered with us to do a program called Foster the Fourth. So Foster the Fourth means that we are inviting community members to come to the shelter and to foster animals just for a few weeks to help get the animals out of the shelter that are currently there, to make room for the animals that are coming in. Because this time of year, 4th of July, it's explosive, right? There are pretty much bombs going off, and it terrifies
Quite literally,
it terrifies the animals. And so when animals are terrified, they just run. They run and run. And that's really not safe for them.
Yes.
So they get lost. They get separated from their families, and they need a safe place to go. So a lot of times when people find animals, they bring them right to the center. So it is the busiest day of the year, the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yes, for any shelter really across the nation. It is.
That's so fascinating. I had no idea about the impact of fireworks and that. And of course it makes sense on the 4th of July that you would have such a high number of animals coming in, but that it affects them so to then run away.
Yeah, and people don't know, but fireworks are actually not legal in the city of Long Beach. So there are some wonderful displays that people can go to if they want to experience that for the 4th of July. But we think one of the best ways to spend your 4th of July is to come on down to the shelter on the 3rd, adopt a sweet little animal, and stay in with your friends and family with no fireworks.
No fireworks, yes. Just pet your little new friend there.
The fireworks should be what's happening here.
Exactly,
Right?
yes.
That should be the
Let them
firework.
sparks fly.
Yes.
And then what do you have there, Jill? Explain to us about the breakdown of, is it the identification of
Yes.
an animal?
Yes, so how you would identify, let's say, Liberty or Glory, if you were to come down later today or later in the week and want to adopt them. We'll leave their animal information IDs in the posts. You can also identify them by an A number, and we'll leave that information afterwards. Glory would be A628728. And little Liberty over here, if she laughs and no one here adopts her.
Oh, yeah. We might just have to steal her. You're a cutie. Okay. Well, how can everybody get in touch, find you on social media, online, as well as head over to the animal care services, to your grounds? How can they reach out?
Sure. So our hours of operation are Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 5 is our adoption program. And then on Saturday and Sunday it's from 10 to 4. The centers actually close a half hour before our adoptions, or after our adoption. So the center would close at 5:30, and then on Saturday and Sunday at 4:30. But if you're interested in looking for us on social media, you can look at us on Facebook at Long Beach Animal Care. You can go to visit us on Instagram at LB Animal Care, and then you can also check us out on Twitter at LB Animal Care. Our website is longbeachanimalcare.com.
Amazing. Well, when you first told us that you were coming with a cat and dog, we thought, oh my God, let's hope there's no fight in the studio. But look how chilled this one is. Look how active this one is. I mean, of course, there's a bit of an age difference there as well, but it was highly enjoyable having you all here. Thank you so much for sharing your story and providing us information. So as you've heard, if you wish to support, please do head on over to Long Beach Animal Care, their website and all social media. Thank you for joining us today for our new social segment as well. Do stay tuned. Be sure to go on our Facebook and website, longbeachlocalnews.com. Don't forget to hit those notification buttons in order to know when we go live and for any news updates as well. I'm Yasmin Towers. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Have a wonderful weekend.